Hey guys, welcome to the daily news analysis of 26th of February. Guys, I'm a bit late today, but let's start it. And yeah, guys, in the previous class, basically we have dealt about that these are the northeastern states, right? Eight northeastern states are there, but still one confusion was there in the Hindi class. Actually, one guy has asked me that what is the difference between these two? Like, since there are 8 states, but why we tell these as seven sisters, right? So I just want to clear that doubt here also, guys. See, basically, this was formed in the year 1975, right? This has Sikkim has been integrated in India, right? So before that 1975, only these seven states were only known as these northeastern states, right? So that's why they are said still they are being said as seven sisters, right? But in within northeastern states, it constitute a total of 8 states, including Sikkim also, right? Just remember this thing. Anyways, first news about YH Malegam committee. Now, why this committee has been formed, that is what they are going to ask us, right? So basically, it is going to form because it's going to review the asset quality report of Reserve Bank of India, as well as the problem or that what is the problem that leads to increasing of bad loans over past 2 years in India. So it will, I mean, this committee will deal with these issues, right? So that's what we also need to learn about it. Next news is about a species which is called echindas, right? These are found in Australia and Papua New Guinea. You know the location of Australia, right? Australia is like this, and Papua New Guinea is above Australia, right? It is a very small country. So anyways, the news is that though in IUCN status it is being enrolled in least concern, but the MAPL is suffering from the impact of habitat loss due to the land clearing that is being taking place along the region, right? Along the basically Kangaroo Island, right? And this is called Kangaroo Island. So in the year 2015 in Kangaroo Island, these echindas species were listed as endangered species, but the remaining population of these echindas in these regions are still under the least concern species, right? And it is being said that it may be world's oldest surviving mammals that has been existed in the whole world in the past 25 million years. Now, regarding mammals, guys, few of the factual thing they might ask you in UPSC preliminary examination. So mammals are basically warm-blooded animals, right? And they have hairs in their bodies and all, and so these are few of the criterias of mammals you should remember. Next news is about Rashtriya Sanskriti Mahotsav 2018, which is being celebrated this time a Ministry of Culture in order to celebrate the idea of unity in diversity in India, right? And it is organized under the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat initiative, and under this, guys, event will be organized which will have the profusion of art forms, that is different art forms, whether it be visual art forms or artistic art forms. So the art forms will be belonging from classical field, right? Folk music, dance, theater and literature. And the main aim through this Rashtriya Sanskriti Mahotsav is like in a single platform these every event will happen. So people from different regions of India will come to see it, right? Means since two peoples are interacting, so the people to people contact will also interact, and the idea of this unity in unity and integrity of India, which is also the aim of the government under the Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat initiative, so that will also be promoted, right? Next news is about heavy water board. Basically, this was a news because there has been signed a collaborative agreement for the sale of 20 tons of heavy water in a year for the development of deuterium labeled compounds, which marks the beginning of an important era in the annals of Indian nuclear industry, because through this it is being said that Indian nuclear industry in future is going to proliferate further. Now, what is this heavy water, right? So heavy water is also known as deuterium oxide, that is the formula is D2O, and it is basically a form of water that contains large amount of hydrogen isotope deuterium, which is also called heavy hydrogen. And due to the increase in mass, due to the presence of this deuterium, the chemical and physical properties is very much comparable to the normal water, and that's why it is also used as a moderator or coolant in the nuclear power plants or research reactors. Right now, regarding heavy water board, it is basically constituent unit under the Department of Atomic Energy. So this is what we have to actually remember. Next news about US has tightened HIB visa rules, right? you know that the Trump administration is following very much protective policy. So under that protective policy, this is one of the next step by the United States of America, that they have tightened this HIB visa norms, and basically they have announced a new policy that have made the procedure of issuing these kind of visas very harder. And it is said that this is going to hit the Indian IT companies, because Indian IT employees are basically one of the major beneficiaries of this HIB visas, because they get very cheap labor from India. So cheap labor as well as much more skilled labor from India. So that has very much thrived the IT industry of United States of America, right? But now the news is they are going to tighten it. So it is being said from different analysts that United States of America should not do it, because if they will do it, then they will lose the skilled manpower that they actually have, that they actually get from India, right? But still, since the government over there is very protective governments, that's why there is a pressure from the people of that United States of America, who has given them the vote that you should not keep other country, you should not give the chance to the people of other country to get employment in our country. First you give employment of our people, then you can think of others. But let's see what happens. As anything will proceed, I'll just surely let you know. Next news is about Ombudsman scheme for non-banking financial corporations, and basically as RBI has issued an Ombudsman scheme for these non-bank financial corporations, which is said to offer grievance redressal mechanism for their customers, right? Means from now onwards, customer can take their grievances to this ombudsman, and those grievances will be redressed, and those grievances might related to different aspects, that may be non-payment or inordinate delays in the payments of interest, non-payment of deposit, lack of transparency, loan agreement, non-compliances with the RBI directives, right? So these are, if these things happen, then the customer or the person can themselves go to this ombudsman and complain against them, right? Next news about Strategic Petroleum Reserve program, which is being introduced by the Indian government, and this was in news because India has invited Saudi Arabia for their participation in the Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve program, right? Now, what was the need of this introducing this Strategic Petroleum Reserve? Because in 1990 there occurred Gulf War, which totally engulfed the Western Asia, right? So in that time, the oil export from their country to India was very much reduced, and the situation was of huge energy crisis, because we had only left crude for just 3 days, right? So that was totally hectic situation, though that situation went away. But still, that time the government thought of making these Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Now, what is a Strategic Petroleum Reserve? See, what happens is it is not possible every day to import petroleum from their country, right? That will be, because that will not be economical, right? So what a government does is, government import petroleum from that country, from Western Asian country, and they keep at a certain reservoirs, right? And those reservoirs are huge tanks. And it is being said in this news that there is going to plan for the setup of 5 million metric ton of strategic crude oil reserves at 3 locations, that is Visakhapatnam, Mangalore and Padur, which is near Udupi, right? So these are huge, which has a capacity of reserving 5 million metric tons, right? So if these will be stored, then if in future these kind of there occurs any war in that region, then at least we will be ensured that okay, we have the petroleum reserve with us, right? So we will not be running out of these energy resources, right? So that's why this was the news. And regarding factual thing about this Strategic Petroleum Reserve program, it is being said here that it is managed by Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve Limited, which is a special purpose vehicle, and which is wholly and solely owned and solely owned, and as well as it is a subsidiary of Oil Industry Development Board, which is falling under Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, right? So this was all about the Strategic Petroleum Reserve program, guys, and we'll meet in next class. Till then, bye bye, take care. And if you at all want to access this economic survey in Hindi, so you can click the link below in the description, whatever I have given you. So till then, bye bye, and we'll meet in tomorrow's class. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.